No, I had no idea this was coming. I was actually joking with a couple friends of mine, as well as Twitter in general. Wouldn't it be neat if a new Arkham game came out? And, well, here we are again, except this time around, it's not quite what you think it is. Once again, we are being thrust back into a VR world just like 2016's Batman VR. This time around, the developer is the same people responsible for the Iron Man VR game, which was really interesting, but I never got to play because, well, Virtual Boy ruined VR for me. I have this nasty stigmatism, I get really nauseous and dizzy, and there's just no way I can play VR, so kind of ticked, but that's besides the point. So after talking with my buddy AV, we were discussing like where we think this game is going to go, when's it going to take place, and while we were discussing things, Roger Craig Smith actually retweeted IGN's like trailer announcement teasing Summer Game Fest for Jeff Keighley because, well, E3 is dead. But anyway, Roger Craig Smith like quickly retweeted the trailer and then just unretweeted it when people started to speculate, oh, he's back playing Batman. Now, they haven't announced who's going to voice Batman. Of course, Kevin is not going to be the voice of Batman, R.I.P. Kevin Conroy. So most likely, yeah, it'll probably either be Roger Craig Smith, it could be Bruce Greenwood, or it could even be the Supernatural guy. No one knows for sure. We'll find out in a month, but I'm pretty sure people will leak details beforehand because, well, the public just can't wait. Me, I'm going to be making speculation videos because I love making speculation videos about Arkham games. So in the trailer that we were able to see, it really looks like they are trying to put the focus on Ratcatcher, which is a character that has been an Easter egg in various Arkham games, but he's never actually appeared in a Arkham video game. He did play a minor role in Batman Dark Tomorrow in the sewers, and his boss fight was meh, and the character was super annoying, but he was in there. And that character had I wouldn't say a major role in the 2000s Batman comics, but he did appear every once in a while. A lot more than he does now. You also see all the rats running around toward you and stuff like that, so that is an indication that maybe this is going to be a type of horror game. So let's talk about the armor that Batman is wearing. This is not the Suicide Squad Batman, thank God, and this is also a completely different studio that is handling this Batman Arkham game, which also should make people kind of happy because Rocksteady is not the one that holds the keys to the Arkham franchise. They are, you know, one of the key developers who brought the franchise to life with Eidos back in the day, but Warner Brothers is the license holder of the Arkham franchise, so that means anyone they want to, they can point to and be like, hey, you, come make an Arkham game for us, and that's what can happen. You know, so the Batman Arkham franchise is not really ever going to go anywhere unless this VR game tanks. Now, what makes this VR game different is it is not part of the PlayStation or Microsoft. It is a VR machine that I believe is called Quest, and it's about $500. Supposedly, there's a Quest Lite that is coming out sometime this fall that's going to be around $200 to $300, but still, this is a very pricey piece of equipment. And I really think that Warner Brothers is kind of taking a gamble by not releasing this on PlayStation VR and some of the other VR systems that most people have. They're expecting you to go out and buy a Quest 3. I don't think I'm going to do that because Amber would kill me just for one game with no guarantee that it's going to get hundreds of thousands of views either. So getting back to Batman's armor. Batman's armor looks like it's a combination of Arkham Origins and Arkham Asylum. So most likely, it's not guaranteed and it's not confirmed, but it looks like the story is going to take place in between Arkham Origins and Arkham Asylum. So it would make logical sense for the Batman voice actor to be Roger Craig Smith, based on the fact that it looks kind of like a younger Batman. Now this also, keep in mind, this is just my theory, this could also be a reboot, a soft reboot of the Batman Arkham franchise, or it could just be a one-off story. It could only be a few hours long. Some people are joking like it could be a tech demo, like with what we saw with Batman VR back in the day. But, you know, this studio did a great job with Iron Man, so I think people are kind of being a little hesitant because it's VR. I say give this company a shot. They can't do any worse than the Suicide Squad. No one can. You know what? Actually, I should probably retract that because I don't want to open Pandora's box again and get something more hideous than the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was. But I say that as Arkham fans, we should definitely give this game a shot. If you are able to have a quest system, then go for it. If you're, not turned off by VR stuff, cool. I think that this is going to be a horror game, personally, based on some of the cinematography that we got, and Batman literally dropping a smoke bomb to get away from all these crazy rats and stuff like that. So I could see, with the whole VR headset, that this is going to be a very different experience than what Rocksteady's Arkham VR was, which was more of like a detective thing. This one looks like Batman is literally, being attacked by all these little rats, and he's trying to find the rat catcher. And the reason why we say that villain is because you can see his mask in the trailer, you can see his gloves, and also you have all the rats coming at you. And what I'm a little concerned over is I hope this isn't the case, but again, this is just me talking, so don't worry about it. But James Gunn said when people were worried about the Suicide Squad, this would not be the end of the Arkham franchise. I hope he didn't mean just this game, because the fact that it's just coming to the Quest 3 system is very, very concerning. Because, this is an Arkham game. It should be on multiple VR platforms, or maybe it's a limited time released on the Quest 3 or something like that. But I personally don't like VR games. If you guys like VR, let me know. But, this is going to be a very, very tricky game to even video capture. You have to get specific things, so it becomes a very costly venture. If the game is fun, I will try to convince my wife somehow to get a quest system, but I wouldn't be able to play it anyway because I can't do VR. Also, I mean, is no one concerned about the whole SAO thing? Putting on the VR headset, the nerve gear, and then being trapped inside of a death game? It's always in the back of my head whenever I look at a VR headset. Kind of like, don't really like that. But I don't think this is a tech demo. I think that these guys are going to do a good job. The developer name is kind of hard for me to say, so just call him the Iron Man VR dev. But that game, in terms of VR, a lot of people like the Iron Man game. So let's see what these dudes are able to do with the Arkham franchise. And you know what? Maybe it'll be great, and maybe it'll end up being on other systems. But all we can hope for is that the game does okay so that we can actually get a proper console version of a new Arkham game. Whether it's on the next PlayStation or Xbox or even Nintendo Switch, doesn't matter. We really want a new console game, and Arkham VR just quite isn't that. But I'm not going to hate on this because I don't have any information. We'll be looking at more stuff about Arkham VR. Excuse me. We'll be looking at more stuff about the Arkham Shadow game when it is officially revealed. We just had a teaser trailer, so there'll be an actual reveal during Summer Game Fest this June. So I'll be back to talk about that and any other little details that happen in the meantime. Totally come back and fill you guys in on whatever I find out. But I'll probably do like at least 1 or 2 speculation videos on the story because I think Ratcatcher is a very interesting villain, and he's one that we don't really see very much. Even in the Lego games, he didn't really appear. So he was in the OG Lego Batman games, but some of the later ones, I don't believe he had any role because, people don't really like vermin too much. But anyway, now I want to hear from all of you guys and gals. How do you feel about Batman Arkham Shadow? Are you interested? Do you think it's going to be really cool, or are you kind of hesitant because it's part of MetaQuest 3, which is a VR headset machine that costs about $500? Yowzers. And I will see you with more Batman news and topic videos in the future. Later, Gothamites.